good copywriting means it sounds like me, but also like it compels, the person that's reading to do something that, as a team, we sent out 7.5 million emails. I was like, no chance. Well, hello, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. I'm excited because I have a special guest with me today. Good morning, Ashley.
Hi, Jen. How are you?
I'm doing so well. If you guys are watching on YouTube, you'll see Ashley's lovely face. This is Ashley Christian, who works for Team Allwood as our marketing technology specialist. How does one get the last name Christian? I mean, through marriage, right? But I'm like,
Okay.
what a great last name if you're a believer.
Well, I met him at 16 and I marked him. I said that is the one. I
That's
don't know. I just
based
knew.
on the name.
He was cute. I don't know.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited about our conversation today. We're going to be talking today, friends, about how to use really good copywriting to get more customers and clients and sales for your business. Now, before you're like, copywriting sounds like a big, hard, scary word. And literally, we're going to talk about just simplifying the idea of copywriting. We're going to give you some tips, tricks, tools. Ashley does the majority of our copywriting here at Team Allwood. So she is our resident expert in this area, which is why I wanted her to be here today. So we're excited to have you. All right.
Thank
Tell
you.
everybody, first of all, Ashley, what it is exactly that you do here for the team.
So I do run all the ads, that's actually my favorite part. I love doing it. I do the copywriting specifically for our ads and our landing pages and sometimes emails, and then funnel building, which sounds fancy, but it's just how it's the background. It's like the underbelly of the business and the
It is kind of
automations.
fancy though. I mean, I
Yeah.
know we talked a ton about funnel building, especially like in the mastermind. And I think that like, even I want to break out in hives at just like the words funnel building. I'm like, wait, funnel cake? No, funnel building. Okay. But yes, you do build all the funnels here on the team.
Yep. And I do all the automations. So when you come into one of our challenges or come in on our email list and you get certain emails, there's all these rules that happen behind the scenes that tell where things should go. So if you've ever gotten a wrong email from Jennifer Allwood, it's me. I'm the problem.
Oh, you're so sweet. You're like, if there's a problem, I'm the problem. It's me.
Yep.
I love that. But like we all of those things that you do are so like necessary and detailed. And so thank you for doing a phenomenal job. So I wanted to talk today about like how our clients, our listeners today should really be thinking about their copywriting, and in particular, like really good copywriting, so they can get more customers, so they can make more sales. And so some of my audience may not even really understand what the term copywriting like really means. So will you just kind of break that down, simplify that for people?
Yeah, it's basically the words that you use to get people on the internet to push the buttons that you want them to push. So
Okay.
it's marketing language, essentially, language that you can use in your ads, on your website, your landing pages, in your social media. It can even be used in a podcast, even though it's verbal. There still can be a whole cadence of the way that you explain things, helps move people to action, or kind of leaves them with sort of confused and they're not sure what to do next. So we're going to really break this down. Copywriting can be extremely complicated. You can get a college degree in it. I've taken a couple copywriting courses, and you could just go so far with it. But we're going to break this down real simple and give you some simple steps so that even if you feel like you're a complete beginner and you have no idea what you're doing, this is going to really help level up your game, and not just posting things out there, but posting things that actually get the result that you're wanting to get, which is getting people on your email list, getting them as customers, that kind of thing.
So one of the things that I think that I probably didn't realize about copywriting before I got, knee deep into where we are today is just that like good copywriting means it sounds like me, but also like it compels, the person that's reading to do something, whether that is, they're reading a Facebook post and I want them to comment, or they're watching an Instagram reel and I'm hoping that they're going to share it with a friend, or they've, hit one of our freebies and we want them to like go ahead and give us their email and things. And so I think it's so important that people that are listening understand that there's not like good copywriting does not mean like big fancy schmancy words, does it? In fact, the rule of thumb, I think, and you tell me if this has changed, Ashley, is we're still supposed to be writing everything at a 6th grade reading level. Is that still accurate?
Absolutely. And like you said, writing it in your voice. And I know that's one of the things you're really big on, that we've had to work together because I have
Yeah.
my voice and you have your voice and I write for you. But
Yeah.
that is really important. It's important that it sounds like you're talking to one person, like you're talking to your girlfriend. And
Yes.
that's what helps us avoid this slimy bro marketing,
Yes.
used car
Yes.
salesman kind of thing that some of us might think of when we've
Yeah.
heard of copywriting or seen maybe some dudes on the internet trying to
Yeah.
teach copywriting and it feels really inauthentic. There's a way to do it that's very heart centered. And
Yeah.
I think what you said, Jen, speaking sixth grade level, speaking like you would speak is really important.
Yeah, we were, Nell and I were actually on a call yesterday. We do quarterly plan calls with all of the ladies that are in our mastermind. We were on a call with some lady and she's still trying to kind of like hone in on exactly what her elevator pitch is, like to use on our Instagram bio and on Facebook and on our website. And she had like a way that she had worded it. And I'm like, but is that how you would actually say it, to your best friend? Because it sounds like you kind of put on your business hat and like good copywriting, even on your bio, means that it's said in a way that the person on the other end doesn't have to think about it. They don't have to go like, wait, what does that word mean? Because I think we try so often to get fancy and fancy doesn't work. And so I know there are so many different ways to like look at copywriting. And I know that you have kind of a methodology and you just have a couple of things that you focus on. So I know one is keeping it, simple at like the sixth grade level, but what's the method that you use? I think you have 4 things you focus on. Am I right? 4?
Yeah, I do. And I've learned like 10 steps to copywriting. I've learned there are so many different ways to do it, but I just think this boils it down to the basics, which is
Perfect.
I think where we all need to focus on.
Yes.
And
And so
I
let me
even
just tell our listeners real quick, grab a pen and paper because there's 4 P words and I think they're all really good. Okay,
yeah,
go for it.
and we have a good alliteration.
Yes.
So it is the problem, the promise, the proof, and the proposition. And I even have just started scaling back my copywriting to just follow these 4 things. I feel like it's actually more effective than when I'm trying to follow 10 steps or this whole situation. So
Yeah.
this formula is really can help, and you can even sometimes move them around a little bit. There's a lot of wiggle room in there, but we're going to go through each one of those and kind of pull it apart a little bit, what it looks like, what the problem looks like, the promise, the proof, and the proposition so that you understand each one of them.
So let's talk about these just real simple, each of the 4 Ps really, really quickly, if we could. And so the first one was the problem. So tell us about the problem and what that looks like when it comes to copywriting. So, and then I know we have, I was going to read, or you were going to read like one of our recent ads, just to kind of give an example. So do you want me to read the ad now? Do you want me to read the ad later? How do you want to dissect the ad
Yeah.
for copywriting?
Why don't you read it?
Okay.
I wrote this, and then Jen does videos for all of our ads, which her videos do better than anything else we do with advertising. So that's just a little insider tip. So Jen
Okay.
just reads this in her own voice. But when I first sent it to you, the hook of it is that we sent 7.5 million emails
Yes.
last
Which
year.
is
And
insane.
I don't think you believed me when I
I
first
did.
told
Well,
you
I
that.
thought that that was a typo. So here's kind of what happens when the team needs for me, when Ashley needs for me to do a video for a Facebook ad, she will send me like pseudo words, like this is the paragraph, read this, but Jenniferize it. So because I can never read something word for word. And so when I got the notes from you and it started out by saying that we sent 7.5 emails last year in 2023, that, as a team, we sent out 7.5 million emails. I was like, no chance. There's no chance that we sent out 7.5. She must have meant 1,000. And then I'm like, okay. So then I Voxered you and you're like, no, it was definitely 7.5 million. I'm like, this is a phenomenal statistic. So I'll read the ad copy that Ashley gave me real quick, and then I'll have her break it down for you guys so that you kind of know why we did it this way. Okay. So here is the ad, just like I read it. So here's what I said. Okay. So last year, friends, we sent out 7.5 million emails. 7.5 million. That's a whole lot. And so I want to know if you would like our top 50 highest converting email subject lines for free. Like since we sent out so many emails, we also have the 50 most highest converting lines that went on all those emails. So if you've been in business for more than 5 minutes, you know how important writing your email list and using your email list is. But with every business out there competing for inbox space, how do you get your emails to actually be open and not just sitting in a pile of 8,256 unread notifications? And yes, Ashley actually did say 8,256, just random number, right? But then the ad continues. So unless you have just one customer and it's your mom, you're never going to get get 100% open rate, but you can hugely influence your open rate by getting curiosity with your email subject lines. So we've created a report of our most open email lines for last year. And after sending out that 7.5 million emails, we can tell you our 50 highest converting subject lines. You can quit guessing and hoping for the best and instead go to jenniferallwood.com/subject and download the email list right there. Okay, so something like that, right? Am I right? Did I
That was
get that
perfect.
close?
No, you
Okay,
nailed
perfect.
it. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so that was the ad. And so I did several Facebook and Instagram ads with those words. And again, Ashley supplied me with that ad copy. That's copywriting, right? That's copywriting. So like, why did you have me specifically include that 7.5 million statistic? I mean, I know, but I want you to tell our listeners.
Yeah, it's a wow factor. And another way to say that is it's called a hook.
Yeah.
So when you think of, Jen, you've talked about this on the podcast before, but our attention span after 2020 is shorter than a goldfish,
Yep.
like 7 seconds. And so we really only have a small amount of time to capture people's interest on the internet.
Yes.
So putting something that's really going to draw them in your very first line, if you're writing an ad, you're only going to see so much on that very top before they have to click read more. So you need that part that they see to be really eye capturing. Same thing with your posts, your reels, same sort of thing. So that's just a hook.
Yes.
It's basically
it was really good. Yeah.
it was
Well,
fun.
I got to tell you something funny. So especially for those of you who watch the podcast on YouTube. So, I had the podcast where I happened to mention that about how we have the attention span of less than a goldfish. And I don't get a lot of pushback on my YouTube videos, but there was like 4 or 5 people on that particular one, Ashley, that were like, that is not an accurate statistic. And goldfish don't have and so I'm like, okay, we're literally friends. We're literally arguing about goldfish memories here. Come on, man. And so, just funny side note. I don't know if you know that because Easton, my
I
son,
didn't.
takes care of my YouTube, and he's like, "Yeah, there's some people saying that the whole goldfish thing." I'm like, just ignore. So anyway, I love that wow factor, that hook, and that is the fancy word for wow factor. So then let's talk about the 4 P's after the hook. The first one was like the problem. So tell us, if you want to, about the ad particular or why you go to the problem next.
Yeah. The problem is just pulling out their pain points. The whole point of your business is that you are going to add value to people and they're going to exchange that for dollars. That's just the foundation of a business. And so if you're going to help them, if you're going to give them something, you have to help them understand what their pain point is. Like, why is what you have going to help them out? And that's not slimy. That is good stewardship of the gift that God has given you in your business. So we talk about the problem, and that's pretty much all copywriting of any method is going to include talking about that person's pain points. But rather than talking about it in a general sense, we like to use moments. And so moments are these just descriptors in writing where they can see themselves in it. So that's why I used the pile of 8,256 unread email notifications, which I got that from Nell. I love Nell, but she's like the email notifications, the text notifications. You know how that you're either like you've got 10,000 unread emails or you have 0. It's like
I
you're
have
one.
7 right now. My inbox is open on my second monitor. I have 7 and Nell has like 70,000 and it just gives me hives.
Yeah.
Like I can't.
I'm the same way.
Yeah.
I think I have 2.
Yeah. So I love that was the next thing that you had me talk about in the copywriting for the ad. And again, this could be, if you're like, well, I don't run ads, so this podcast isn't for me. Listen, this is the format that we use on social media posts, on our landing pages, on our website. If you write blog posts, like this is the format for any of those. If you're doing a Facebook Live. And so I love that you used like a specific example. So someone that was listening would be like, yes, I do. Like, I don't want to be just another person in somebody's inbox that gets ignored. I want somebody, I want subject lines from Jen. I want free subject lines so I know how to get my emails open. So I love that.
Yeah. And if you're struggling with copywriting and how to say the right words, because I feel like writing comes naturally to me, it always has, but there's a lot of women out there who that's just not their thing.
Yeah.
And that's okay. You can use this formula. And then something else that we've talked a little bit about, our Equipped 360 software that we are opening up to the public.
Equipped 360.
And so,
Whoop,
so
whoop,
exciting. So I have had the privilege of getting to use it in Jen's business. And before, we used to use like 10 different tools, and I would get to connect them all together and make sure they're all communicating their computer language properly. And
Okay.
now it's everything in one. And it used to take me like 2 weeks to get us ready for a launch. And now I can get us ready for a launch in literally 2 days because it takes me so much less time
Yes. Amazing.
using Equip
Yes.
360. So it's a total game changer. But one of the things I love about it is for copywriting that you can actually split test. So if you're just really uncertain and you come up with something and you're just like,
Yeah.
I'm not sure, you're feeling unconfident, you take your page, you duplicate it, and you can send half of your traffic to one page, half of your traffic to the other page, and it will tell you which one is doing better. So even if you're not running ads, you're just social media, and you have people coming from social media, and maybe it's an email opt-in page or it's just your business page, and you want to see which people like it more, which people email in more, you can test different things. So you get this real-time data, and that really helped me quite a bit. I was able to take our email opt-in pages. I think we were having like 20% opt-in rate. And now this current one, it's like 59% opt-in rate for
Yes.
cold traffic, which is like, that's insane. So I'm going to have a surprise for you guys at the end. So Jen, remind me that
Oh,
I'm going to
yes.
tell you
Good.
guys about with the split
Yeah.
testing. So
Good, good, good. And
side note there.
if this is the first time you maybe are hearing about Equip 360, this is our brand new software that we have rolled out to our internal clients, starting with our mastermind women a couple of months ago. You can go to equipped360.com and see what it's all about. It's Equipped spelled EQUIPT. And so equip360.com, it's basically an all-in-one marketing software for those of you that use email, you use social media, you wish you didn't have 15 different softwares you have to log into. You wish there was one place where you could make your landing page and your email list and your text list and, you know, all the things. So this is the software we have been working on for, gosh, it feels like 10 years now, but it's not that long. But for the majority of last year, we were knee deep in creating this software for you guys. So you can go check that out. And so I love that you're doing split testing because essentially what Ashley is saying, and let me like paraphrase it for those of you who have more simple brains like me. There are some words that people just respond to better than others. It's almost like, you know, how sometimes Ashley things go viral on social media and you're like, not the one at all that I thought I would go
Yep.
viral. I spent 10 minutes on that reel. I spent 10 hours on another one that I thought would do well. Well, sometimes the same thing happens in our copywriting. Like people will not respond to something that we are like, dang it, I thought that that was, you know, the greatest Facebook ad and yet it didn't convert. Or I thought that landing page would for sure get people to give me their email and it's just not. And so I love that we can look at like, we can write two different things and see, well, which language essentially are people responding better to? Because it's not always the one that you think. And I think that's a super interesting thing about copywriting. And so I know we were going to mention here too about like what words do people respond to and if you know we have some tricks to like where we get wording from. I think this is one of my strong points. I feel like I know the language of my women, of my clients so well. I feel like I know what keeps them up at night. I feel like I know, you know, the way that they say things like, you know, I feel like a hamster on a wheel. I feel stuck. I don't know what to do next. And so when we use the language that our clients actually say, that's how we get really win some in business, right? That's how we get them on our email list, get them to respond to things, get them to sign up for things. So other than like coming from me, words coming from me, Ashley, else do you go to find like our clients' words?
Yeah, I think that's great that what you're saying, that they want to feel like she is in my head. Like, how does she know I'm thinking that? That's the kind of response.
Yeah.
So Jen's
I
just in
love
her business all the time. She's always talking to her clients and coaching them and hearing about their businesses on a daily basis. So if you're not quite there yet, something you can do is if you have your ideal client and you can find a Facebook group of, you know, maybe it's moms, maybe your business is about moms with little ones or something like that, or maybe it's homeschool moms, or maybe it's some kind of health and wellness. It could be anything. But if you can just go find a Facebook group of those people, they're already collected for you in one place, and just join the group. And you don't even have to say anything. You can just search, little search bar, and search the word
look for
problem and see what
patterns.
they say.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
like what are they saying? Read through that. And a lot of times it is going to surprise you, you know, what they say,
Yeah.
and you can use those words. You know, don't plagiarize anyone, but use those words, use the things that they're saying that are their struggles.
Yes.
Also, this is kind of a fun one, but if there's a book that mirrors your business and who your ideal client is, go look at Amazon reviews. I
Mhm.
have found some gold nuggets in Amazon reviews of people who just talk about what this book did for them, the transformation it helped them have, what their problem was
Yes.
before and what their win was after. They will give it to you in Amazon reviews. So
That
that's
is a
that's another great
ninja.
way.
That is like a ninja
Yeah.
tip right there. I hope somebody just was like, dang, that was smart. Cause I'm sitting here thinking, dang, Ashley, that's smart. That's really smart. I love it.
Ninja. I love internet ninja tricks. They're so fun.
Yeah.
And then we also just ask for client feedback in our emails. So if someone opts into our list or they come join a workshop, a lot of times in our emails, we'll just ask them, what are you struggling with? What's hard in your business? And then we'll take it and put it into a spreadsheet and really try to lean in and listen to the clients. And that's how we help them better. It's by
Yeah.
knowing them better.
So those are all really great tips for you listeners to figure out like what exactly is the problem that you need to be talking about in copywriting. What are some different problems you can be talking about that people are going to respond to? And so then Ashley, I know that you like to talk about the promise. Am I right? Is the promise the
Yeah.
second P you like to talk about in your
Yes,
wording?
it is.
Yes, go for it.
Yep. It's what is life going to be like after your opt-in? What are they going to get if they have your opt-in or if they work with you, if you're a coach or if you have some kind of service? What promises, how is their life going to be different? Sort of this before and after. And usually as business owners, we tend to be so excited and almost nerdy about our product or a service, but people really don't care that much about the features. They really care
Yes.
about the benefits. So less focus on the features of everything you're going to give them and more focus on the benefits. And
Yes.
one little copywriting kind of prompt I like to do is imagine if, and then just bullet point 3 to 4 things of imagine if, their life was like
Yes.
this, and this. And so you can really the before and after.
Yeah, because you don't want to say like, imagine if you were in a free Facebook group with me and we had calls once a month for my coaching group, and and you could ask questions. But imagine if you could finally figure out how to get your kiddos to go to sleep without having to bribe them at bedtime. Imagine if they didn't get up 20 times. Like those are the benefits of people signing up for something. They're not the features of what you're offering. And so that is so, so valuable. So the third P is proof. So talk to us about what proof means and how we show proof, and how would somebody show some like social proof if their business is relatively new? How does that work?
That's a great question. I think if you're just starting out, it's really, really helpful to get customer feedback, to find some friends and family, give them some free products, ask for their feedback. Or if you're coaching, is find a couple people that you can coach for free, get their feedback, get their testimonial, say, I'm just starting. I would love to do this for free and just exchange for a review from you. So if you're just starting out, that's going to help you with that proof, but it's also going to give you that confidence. And that confidence can really take you to the next step. And then, if you've already got some good stuff going on, you want to talk about what qualifies you to help. And for Jen, that's really easy because she's been in the game for so long and she's helped so many people. But what you really want to focus on here is not telling them about, and Jen talks about this when we talk about Instagram bios, but people don't need to know that you love running and that you love coffee and how many animals you have. I mean, those are great things, but that's not going to help people. So you're only going to talk about yourself in as much as you're showing them how you can help them. So it's still really about them. So just make sure you keep it focused on the client when you talk about yourself and not focus on yourself.
Yeah. Yesterday, we had another planning session with a different mastermind client who is working with moms of teenage daughters who have anxiety. And this is kind of a brand newish business for her, even though she's done this like in her personal life with friends and their daughters and her and her daughter. And so even though she doesn't have like a long line of clients yet that she can talk about in her copywriting, I asked her yesterday, I said, but this is like your personal journey, right? And she's like, oh, yes. And it's because she got through her own personal journey that people around her started asking, okay, what advice do you have for me and my daughter? And so when you're thinking about, okay, my business is new, I don't have all these people that I've already coached or that I've already helped, but have you just had a win in your own life, in your own story? Because that's proof too, right? And so like, start there, start absolutely there. So the last P is the proposition. Tell us what that means.
It's because it matches with P.
Yes.
It starts with P, but it's really just a call to action. So tell them what to do next. It's
Yes.
crazy how often that people, especially starting out, they'll say everything, but they're scared to even say, go do this, go find the link in my bio, go sign up for my email opt-in, click
Yes.
here to download. People need to be told what to do next.
100%. It is fascinating to me that, as humans, grown adults, middle-aged-ish and over woman, I still like, otherwise I just am a consumer of information on the internet. The only time I stop is when somebody tells me. So fear is not the boss of me, like my book's called, but a call to action is the boss of me, Ashley. And so if somebody says comment below, to get my freebie, or hit reply on this email and let me know your thoughts, like then I will. Otherwise, I just read. And so it's always interesting to me when people are like, well, nobody's, commenting or anything on my social media posts. I'm like, well, are you asking them to? Well, no. Well, then there's no chance people will. Like, unless they just read whatever you wrote and are like, oh my goodness, I feel the exact same way. Like, unless it's something so strongly written that that's how they feel, you have to ask them, like, let me know below, or share with me your thoughts, or forward to a friend, or what have you. And so I did actually do a podcast episode on this topic. Actually, I think it was podcast episode number 407. So if you're listening to this and you're in the middle of like binging my podcast, which I do the same thing. I'm in the middle right now of binging Bill Johnson. I don't know why. I just am. I'm just listening to all of his podcasts. And so I know people binge mine because they tell me. And so if you're binging, you can just Google Jennifer Allwood podcast, episode 407. And I think it's called something like, why are you so bad? Or why are we so bad at making an ask? And how, like, in business, we're so bad at asking people for help. We're so bad at asking, people to collaborate with us, like people that are, our competitors. We're so bad at asking our followers to, like, will you hit reply? Will you comment below? Will you leave me a podcast review? And so go listen to that if you're bad at making an ask. It's episode number 407. And so, okay, so I know we talked a little bit earlier about split testing. And those were the 4 Ps, by the way, right? We got through all the 4 Ps.
Yep,
Let me check that we did. They were the problem, the promise, the proof, and the proposition. Okay, perfect. So
that's
that
good.
formula that we are always trying to use on our landing pages, so that's for like our webinars and workshops, on our sales pages, on our website, on our social media posts, in our emails. That's the format we are using, friends. And so if you have any questions about that, if you're watching this on YouTube, give me a comment below. Otherwise, send me a DM on Instagram or something. But I want to go back to you talking about split testing just real quick, if we could, Ashley, because I think that for people that are a little bit further along in business and they've been writing emails for a minute and they have had landing pages and they really might be intrigued about the idea of, okay, what was Ashley talking about? Like, how can I test certain things? And when you get into split testing, that's a game changer.
Yeah.
It really is. So can we talk about that and about what they can do with Equip 360 for that?
Yeah. It is wild when you think about how much more effective you could. I mean, it's exponential. Like if you can take a page from you're getting 10% to 60%, just
Like
think of
conversion.
how
Yes.
much more business that is for you, of people who are
Yes.
going to be on your email list, people are going to be becoming paying customers. It really is like it's a huge game changer. And when you're doing things online in the online space,
Mhm.
some of it is kind of a competition. Even ads is an auction. And so using some of those next level tips is some of you, that's what you need. You need to take things to next level. So my surprise for you is that I've split tested not only my copy, but also kind of a template for an email opt-in, and I have
Okay.
tried things in different places. I have moved things around and just run traffic to it, and I've done that like 10 times to get this thing just so dialed in. So I've made this into a template and I have put it in everybody's Equip 360 account, which is super fun. So it's already there. It's just there's copywriting prompts in it. So it's going to go through all of this and give you prompts on how to write it. You just have to change out colors and logos. So anyone that's already on Equip 360 will have that. And anyone who joins us at equip360.com will be able to get that template, which is awesome. And then we also have templates for your email follow-up is in there as well.
Thank you for that. So this is a surprise to me too, friends. I did not know that you had made that. So Ashley, thank you. That is
You're welcome.
genius. And if you have not gone and checked out Equip 360 yet, go do that. So we started beta launching that like last fall, like I said, just to our highest level clients. Then we rolled it out to our inner circle, and now we are open to the public. The opening was a couple of weeks ago. You can go to equip360.com, and again, that's EQUIPT, and find out how you can use our software to get more customers, to get more sales, and to do it all in one place for less dollars, less stress. And this is if you're, needing an email list, or you hate the one you have. Do you need landing pages? Do you need a website? Do you need to text people? It's got all that functionality, including like scheduling, social media, everything from right inside of Equip 360. So you are a gem for being here, Ashley. Thank you so much. There's going to
Thank
be a
you for
bunch of
having
people
me.
that are like, she's smart, have her on again. So this was fun, and we'll have to figure out another time when we can have you come back and talk about smart things like funnels and all that. So thank you for being here, friends.
Awesome.
Thank you for listening today. If you have any questions about Equipped or any questions about our copywriting, again, if you're on YouTube, you can leave a comment below. Otherwise, share this episode with a friend. Send me a DM on Instagram. We'll see if I can help you there. And thank you so much for listening. We'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.